Okay, here we are. We're back. This should be the YouTube side of it. Thanks for following the link. I've already got baby powder in my new MX-33 that's going on. We're going to get the core out of this. I took the 12mm out of it already, the 12mm nut off of it. This looks like it's maybe a Cobra Junior or Cobra Senior. And they've got a lot of air in it. It's not really wanting to be easy to get to right off the bat. What you got to do is, when that happens, take your valve cap. There we go. Hopefully they didn't get it so tight that you can't just use the plastic valve cap, because these are space limited, okay? We all know that. That's why we're here. So one tip is, if you don't do them regularly, take the sprocket off, and it'll give you a lot more angles to get to everything. It'll help you out. Now, I kind of do them a lot, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. I'm just using regular. I think that's about a 10-inch spoon. Okay, we started out sprocket side up. We're gonna break down the bead right there. You hear the pop? And once it breaks down, you can just walk it around with your hands. And then we're gonna flip it over. Rotor side up, same thing. We're gonna get in there at a good spot. Push down real good. There it goes. Okay. Oh, basic stand here. You know, you can get these off any of the online retailers and stuff. If I didn't have this, I have used the number 3 T-handle. Like when you get the sets of T-handles, you get a smaller one that's a number 2 and a larger one that's a number 3. I chucked it up in a vise with the Phillips head up and chucked it up on that. Now, it was on my workbench, so that made it real tall, and I had to get like a little step stool to stand on it to get it at about belly height. When you're changing tires, you really want it to be between your belly button and your belt buckle, ideally. Okay, so right off the bat, here's what I'm going to do to make my life easier. Is I'm going to get a little bit of the paste that I blend, and I'm just going to work a little in there all the way around. That'll make the removal a little easier, to where I'm just not having to fight it as bad. Right? Nobody likes scratched rims. Nobody likes that. That's a lot, but that happens when you go in there like that. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna put the valve stem at 9 o'clock. Okay, and I'm gonna put a spoon in there at about 11, 12, and 1. Real careful. Then I'm gonna push down at 6 o'clock and do that 12 o'clock one first. Okay, then either one of the other two, and then the last one right there. Okay, my hands are all slick from the paste. Okay, and then it's pretty cut and dry after that. Once you get it broke loose, get your other spoons out of your own way, it's pretty cut and dry. Okay, there's half of it. We're going to flip over. Now the second half, I'm just going to lube a little bit of it, because it's already loosened up now that half the tire is off of it. So I'm just going to push down on the tire, give it a little swipe. Yeah, we'll go a little more than half. A little more than half won't hurt anything. Clean my hands back off. Okay, same thing. Second side I try to get away with 2, because it's just so much easier the second side. That's why we do sprocket side up on the second side, because it's always so much easier. Oh. The biggest thing about the 10s is just take your time, don't get in a hurry. And that's kind of the deal with all tires, is they all go better if you just go at a normal working pace. Don't go too fast, don't go too slow. Just a normal pace. So there, so now I've got it broke off on both sides. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these through here and pull the tire one way. Okay, now I can almost stick a finger through there. I can see through there, right? And then hopefully I'm still in camera shot here, right here. And I'm gonna pull it right there. Bend it over. Make sure it's all the way down. There's not a lot of room, so you gotta make sure each step is just right. And there you go. So that's that part. Now when we put it back together, we're always gonna put sprocket down, putting it back together. Right now is the perfect time to put your valve core back in. For one, it's the easiest to get to right now. And for two, it's just the right shape where it has just enough air in it to go in your new tire, but stay out of your way. Valve core tool, any automotive store. I think that one is $4.50. No big deal. And then pull that baby out of there. Maybe dust it off a little bit. Try to give it a quick cleaning. I've already put baby powder in the new one, so we're good there. See, this one's got where they didn't put any baby powder in it, so what ends up happening is it kind of blisters and leaves a little bit of rubber there from the friction. It doesn't hurt anything, but it just leaves those little chunks of rubber here and there. They don't hurt nothing. So now, I always like to line up the lightest spot in the tire with the valve core right here. Okay. Like that. Toss it on in there. And then line it up real good. And if it's not right, you know, you can just jiggle wiggle it around until it gets there. I just went too far. Okay. Now, I want the yellow dot on my brake rotor side. That's how Dunlops are. If they're directional, that yellow dot needs to be on the brake rotor side at all times. So now, paste again. And I'm going to leave it on thick, you know. These things are not easy. They're probably the toughest tire you're going to change off-road is a 50. I kind of think 125 tires are pretty difficult too. The, what are they, 190/19? Those don't have a lot of sidewall, so they're a pretty difficult change as well. But this 50, they take the cake, and this one doesn't have a rim lock. Some of the 50s, I don't remember what brands, they really make it tough on you by having a rim lock. Now the first thing I'm going to do is get that stem through there. As soon as I get it to go through there. Okay. Now I'm holding it with my belly. I'm going about 11 o'clock. Nice and gentle. Take my time. Now to keep from scratching it, I'm pulling up a little bit so that it goes in there real easy. Now this last bite's always the most difficult. So there you go. Okay, now that I got that done, I want to go ahead and put the nut on so that it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Like I say, 10-inch tires are just like 19-inch tires. They're just not as many tolerances to play with. You really got to take your time. You really got to pay attention and have a good technique and have a good setup of tools, a decent setup. Nice, fair amount of that lube on there. Now, I'm going to put my stem at 12 o'clock and I'm going to start at 10 o'clock and make it one of the first things I do. So that way I don't have to worry about it on those last couple really hard bites. Try to do the hard things first to make it to where it's easy at the end. Okay. So now we're just going to keep on taking our time, nice and easy. Lock my arm over that so that we don't get a bounce back. And I'm just going, you know, an inch or two at a time, nice and easy, nice and slow. Okay, I'm going to push it down so that it's down in the drop center real good. Gives me as much grace as I can get. Okay, I'm putting one in my armpit. And then if I need a little space, you can go back. You see there how I kind of opened it back up again, got in there, and then went back over again? So I could do that again right here. So this is going to be a really hard bite. So I just take for a second, slip it in there, go at it again. Boom, it went right on, okay? The lube helps a lot. Shameless plug. Now one of the most difficult parts is getting a valve core in there to get air into it. That's not easy. None of this is easy. But here you go. That's it. I got to go through the brake rotor. My little fat little finger. There you go. So that's really loud, but it's holding air already. We're at 8 pounds already. So thanks. Good luck. Hope to see you out there sometime. You ever see me at the track, come holla.